Hey there, Will Watcher. My name is Wifey Will, and today we're back playing some more of Nancy Drew Midnight in Salem. This is going to be part 3, and we've been trying to figure out how to look at some CCTV footage. This save is called CCTV in the morning, so I'm not really sure what we need to do to get the morning to trigger. I'm just worried that we have missed something. Here's something we've missed. Don't know if it's important, but I'm just thinking deaths would be good to check. I know there was the combination back here that we saw. It's just that again. And it's just weird that they like stand by their desks, him and Alicia both. I'm like, why aren't you sitting? Just sit.
Can I help you, Miss Drew?
I don't know, can
Right.
you?
Thank you, Judge. Also, I thought you should know there's a car parked out.
Huh.
Yeah, she keeps doing that, but then nothing. Can't get into any of these. Can't check any of these. Guess I just felt like we're missing something here. That maybe we aren't. I mean, there was that thing on her desk, but false judgment, false claim, justice is delayed, justice is denied. Can't talk to any of these people. Maybe we should look at this car. Is that his son? I think it is. Because this she keeps saying there's a car parked over there.
I knew you couldn't resist.
Yes, you are correct.
I'm talking to his back.
I'm open tomorrow night.
Ooh.
Ladies' choice.
How about 3 nights ago?
Wait, we already went on a date?
Definitely not.
Oh,
Where were you on the night Hathorn House was burned?
oh, right. I was,
Sir.
I was,
Do you remember?
yeah, it's coming to me. Primal Cuts.
I'm sorry.
It's a steakhouse. I was there with my dad. Great steak, very expensive. He'll tell you. So, if we haven't been on a date yet, does that mean we're going to go on one in the future?
No, thank you.
We have another question
I
for
have
you.
another question for you.
Yes, it's true. I'm single.
I actually wanted to know what you were doing 3 days ago.
Are you sure that's what you want to know?
Yes,
I was actually digging out a stump in Alicia Cole's backyard.
you. Digging out a stump.
What? Yeah, not my favorite pastime, but I can't really say no to the money. I mean, it gives a good tan. Ladies can't say no to a hot bod. You don't believe me? Maybe you should ride with me to the beach. I can show you.
No thanks.
No, thank you.
See you later.
And achievement unlocked, and so that's what we're missing.
I was able to rule out some.
You need to come here, quickly. Something's happened.
I'll be right there.
What happened? Oh my god.
What happened?
How did it come to this?
Sorry, Ned. Come on, let's get inside.
Wow. That's crazy.
So I didn't tell you everything. You know, it's just been really hard.
It's okay. I understand.
When I started working at the museum, I was curious about our town's history. Because I think history is the most important thing. Santayana said, those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it. Right?
Of course.
Well, I found out something about my family. We changed our name. We used to be Paris.
Okay.
Samuel Paris and his daughter Betty were the first accusers of witches. They were directly responsible for the execution of numerous people. And they are part of my family.
Oh. But you're
the head of the AW organization. My family helped murder their ancestors. Which is why I've never told anybody, and now everyone knows.
Why do you think anyone would do this?
I don't know. Maybe it's someone else who wants the Hathorn house. No one in AW is going to trust me after this. And the evidence is gone. All of this for nothing.
It's going to be okay, Tegan. We'll figure it out.
I'm so glad we figured out to talk to Jason. It really does help to just go to sleep. I always record these in like midnight, and I don't know why I do.
Hey guys, can you give me an update?
Ooh. Wait,
Hey guys, can you give me an update?
I get to play as Frank.
I have missed talking to you. I need some rationality in my life.
Complaining about rationality is inherently irrational.
Right. What's going on? Everything okay?
Not really. I'm at the Perry house. Someone vandalized it with graffiti.
Really?
Turns out the Perrys are descendants of the Paris family. A family who was responsible for sending some of the accused witches to their deaths.
Wow, doesn't she run that justice group, Accused Witches?
Exactly. Explains why she's so dedicated to the cause. She knew and was trying to make things right, I guess.
So, someone is trying to embarrass the Perrys. Means our suspect is still in town.
Looks like. Have you found anything?
Nope. Nothing here. It's been dead quiet. It's a joke. We're, in a cemetery.
If you have to explain it, it's not a joke.
I get it. Listen, things are a little tense here, so I'm gonna stay with Tegan. Can you update me if you find anything, please?
No problem, partner. Western joke. I mean, we haven't really discussed the whole detective partnership thing yet, so...
Frank, not a good time.
Right. Talk soon.
If you're done being awkward, I could use your help.
What? I'm not awkward.
Whatever you say, partner.
Let's finish our search and get out of here, okay?
Sure, but don't rush. We're here to prove the existence of ghosts. That requires steady patience.
And steady equipment. Speaking of which, how are we doing on that front?
All set. I'll use the antenna to search for suspicious cold spots while you move around with the Ghost Wavelength Spectral Analyzer 2.5 and look for disturbances from the other side.
The spectral analyzer? Anyway, are you sure it actually works?
Of course. I built it myself. The device has a top-of-the-line scanner that can detect any disturbances. It might not have found anything yet, but you have to stay optimistic about these things.
And I guess this ghost hunting notebook is homemade too?
Thoroughly researched. But yes, it is.
You're now playing as Frank Hardy. What am I looking for, red or green? I'm guessing red. What do I do? Not enough. feel like we're so close. If that's what I'm supposed to be doing. Oh wait. Maybe the... Wait. Fine. Maybe I messed this up. I don't really know. I don't think the game does a good job explaining it to me. I feel like we have to match, but it never matches. Oh, wait. Is that not right? What? 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 What did I do? Oh, wait.
Found a new cold spot. You should move over there.
That was terrible. At least now we know that, to look for the band to turn right. So, like, the next one hopefully shouldn't take us long.
Should we really be doing this? I'm already having second thoughts.
Of course we should, Worrywart. What is Nancy gonna think if we return empty-handed because you chickened out?
That's not... I am not scared, Joe. We are doing this.
Onwards!
Okay. So, I have to make this match. Is this that way? Yeah, that was a lot easier.
I've adjusted the scanner, but it shows no real signs here. Are you getting any other signals?
Let me check.
There's nothing here. What? Hey, what's this?
What is it? What is it? Is it a ghost?
Oh, no. Well, it seems like some sort of machine. But what's a device like this doing in a graveyard? Something's up.
Oh, that's a motion detector. How weird is that?
All right, put your equipment down. Your plan didn't work. Now we're tracking this so-called ghost my way. Let's see what else we can find.
But I just finished setting everything up. Fine, fine. My eyes are peeled.
Look for fakery clues in the forest.
How creepy. Putting a motion detector in a graveyard. A new addition and fully functional, it picks up movement of cemetery visitors. How creepy. Putting a motion detector in a graveyard. A new addition and fully functional, it picks up movement of cemetery visitors.
Are we ever gonna get the lighter back so we can light all those? Wait, so what am I looking for? Let's just go to the Hawthorne house. Why not? What's this?
There's a strange powder on the ground. Ashes. Judging by the remnants, herbs were burnt here.
Like incense? Could be something spiritual, could be something bigger. Let's see what else we find.
There's a fog machine.
Looky here. An affordable but effective fog machine. Should be able to cover this whole part of the forest in a layer of mist. Whatever happened to good old natural hauntings?
There's nothing natural about our findings here. This reeks of foul play.
Oh god, you scared me. What else is there? Really lets you kind of explore, doesn't it? Whatever. Is this anything?
Check out the spooky jack-o'-lantern. Innocent Halloween prank or sinister scare.
In the dark, it can easily be mistaken for something supernatural.
Really? You guys are counting that? You know, I hate to admit it, but so far, I wouldn't call this a bad game. It's a lot of talking and stuff, and like, it doesn't necessarily feel like a classic Nancy Drew game.
I don't know about this.
I don't think it's a bad
We shouldn't
game.
trespass onto someone else's property.
What do you mean?
I don't know about this.
Thought we were. What about
I
that?
don't know about.
But the.
I don't know about this.
Then what else am I supposed to do? Look for fakery clues in the forest. Oh, Jesus. So then we've missed something. What'd I miss? I can't talk to him. Besides the fog, the jack-o'-lantern, incense.
Just thinking about all the lurking lurkers out there gives me the chills.
Dang it. Oh. What is this?
Rope. This was used to make something move to or from the branches.
Motion detector, fog machine, pumpkin head.
Rope, burnt incense. Well, you finally going to admit you were wrong?
Of course not. All we've proven is that there are no ghosts here.
So you still think ghosts exist?
I think we can't prove they don't not exist.
Say that again?
Look, the absence of proof does not mean that we can disprove their existence, but what it does tell me is that what Nancy saw was not a real ghost.
So who has something to gain by setting up a fake haunting?
Olivia.
Olivia. There's gotta be some evidence linking her to this. There's no way she brings gear here every night. She must have a stash.
But where?
Why don't we just ask her?
Wait, why do they think
To
it's
the museum.
Olivia? I don't understand. I guess I've got my suspects mixed up. Is Olivia the office lady? Or... You said to the museum? Search Olivia's shop. Oh, Olivia is the girl who's living at the Hawthorne house. Okay.
We've got what we came here for. Next stop, the museum.
Maybe this is a bad game and I don't really like it.
Shouldn't we call
Oh,
Nancy?
no, this is Olivia.
Why? Because we're a team. We should check in with her.
Let Nancy do her thing and we'll do ours.
Oh, so what is our thing exactly?
Ghost busting.
Maybe I just like this one because it's spooky. I love Halloween. I love ghost stuff. You guys have to let me know if you think this game is terrible or not. So what are we doing?
Hey, look! A list of mysterious symbols.
Okay.
A brochure all about Abigail Hathorne Woodley's life and disappearance. Work in progress.
She's clearly important to Olivia. In some way.
Is it really Olivia? I just feel like it would be, like, so obvious. Like, she did the smoke magic, and she had her coat at Hathorne House. I was wanting to pin it on the sister, on Tegan, but now I don't feel so confident. There's something clearly back there. It's not letting me go back there. Inspect the coded note. Oh, I thought I did.
There's a gravestone map on the back. If this isn't suspicious.
I don't see Abigail Hathorne Woodley's grave on here, though. Would have been too easy. No matter, we'll find her.
Okay. So what, leave? Follow the map. So what is it? Want me to do? I'm really good at rotating. Dorothy Cromwell, there's an X. I'm just gonna look for Dorothy's grave. Samuel. Oh, that's Alexander Bell. Roger. Dorothy. So, over here. Sam.
Wait, I've got this.
What?
This is good evidence. Aren't you glad we broke into the museum?
Yeah.
No, not really.
But look at this. I'm going to go ahead and guess that this will decipher the paper we found in the gift shop. Check it out.
A decryption device of some sort. Time to put you to good use.
Okay, so I need to set it to HO that. Oh, I can't. That turns that one. Okay, then I need to match H with just a O. There we go. And then, what, turn it to this one? Stick with 3 here? I think. So, did I do it right? 2 dashes. Like 2 sets of dashes. Why do I not see it? Did I do something wrong already? Yeah, I don't see. I'm looking for this symbol, and I don't see it. Unless I messed up putting the H's and the O's together. I think I did. One, two, three. Should be there. Huh? Okay, so I'm just clicking around. I really don't know. I've been clicking around for like 4 minutes. An E just appeared. Like, I reset it. E, R. But I don't know what I'm doing. What's that, a 7? I don't understand. See? It's just like picking random things. Maybe I need to just do that, but with it set again like I have it here. And see if anything pops up.
Got it!
Oh? Well, what am I getting? R-E-S? Okay, that one, so the next one, if I actually try to do this like it says, the next symbol is like this, only without the middle one. I don't see. I don't know what I'm supposed to do when not all the symbols are on here. Resto. Restock? Wait. Okay, so then what is this one? Restock W. A. W-A-N. Then some of these wands, I bet. Restock wands. Okay, but that was like absolutely terrible. I don't understand how it worked or anything. So, do I leave the H there and just change this one to where it lines up with this? Maybe I leave it and line this up with, it looks like maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're here. Be here. Guess we'll just see. Okay. Well, you know what, you guys, this is taking a really long time. Well, I guess it's going a little faster now. About cutting, but is it grocery? Grocery. Pass. Grocery shopping, I bet. And I guess it's not too bad now. This one though is scaring me. So now turn it to where the U is. Okay, the U is with down here. I hope. I guess. You know what, I will skip it because this is kind of boring. It is going faster, but I will be back. Alright, you guys, we're almost done with this. And it wasn't the funnest. I'm assuming it's gonna be an M. Yeah. From it's not from like why would you make a to-do list like this? L?
I've cracked it. Look here.
Cool, let me see. Oh, this is just a list of chores.
It's dated tonight. Get stock from L?
Lauren Holt!
Oh, Lauren is the girl that lives at Hawthorne. That's right.
Oh, hey, take it easy there, fellas. What's the rush?
Abigail Hathorne Woodley.
What?
We found Abigail Hathorne Woodley's grave.
What are you talking about? It's not here.
Wait, why am I just leaving?
This tastes really good.
A little late for high tea, but it's good quality.
Frank's not much of a connoisseur.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to be rude. It's just a bit strong.
Don't worry about it. Lauren's got some of the best stuff. She gets it from all over the world. Although I usually use the mail order service. She is not my biggest fan. Today was an exception.
You're dodging our question.
I am.
Abigail Hathorne Woodley's ghost.
Oh, yeah. That. Okay, look. I may have helped stimulate everyone's imaginations a little. You know, it's good for business. What I did isn't illegal.
Maybe. But it seems like you're doing it to keep people away from the Hathorne house.
Yeah, what are you trying to hide?
Me? Nothing. What, are you saying that I burned down the Hathorne house?
Maybe.
Well, no. We wouldn't make an accusation like that unless we had actual evidence.
What evidence do you need? She's guilty.
Okay, wait a minute. I'll admit, I rigged up a little theatrical show for tourists and the like, but there's actually a real ghost here. Warren saw it.
No. No, you can't have it both ways.
Joe, calm down.
I am calm. Don't say that.
This is creepy.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Like what?
Shh, do you hear it?
Hear... Shh. Hear what? I don't hear anything.
is it? Who's there?
Where?
I see the ghost.
There! Right there! Right there!
I don't...
Oh, well, we're dead now.
There's...
a ghost.
In the cemetery.
Are you serious? You're serious.
Okay.
Okay.
Everyone
Can
is
you
crazy.
describe to me what you saw?
Just like you said. I
No, I
can't
believe in
believe it.
ghosts too.
You see? They exist. I've never seen anything like it. And her eyes.
Wait, her?
Yeah?
That wasn't a woman.
Looked like a woman to me.
To be fair, I couldn't see her eyes.
It was a man with black eyes.
That's not who I saw. I saw a woman, and I couldn't see her eyes.
Wow. So I'm the only one still grounded in reality here?
Wait, you saw a woman and you saw a man. But it was the same apparition? This is puzzling.
Well,
What is that supposed to mean?
you never believed. Now there's proof.
Oh, please, Olivia. You never believed in ghosts. It's all theater to you. Only thing you believe in is making a buck from real-lived pain.
Isn't that what you do?
History is different than legend.
It's no legend, Tegan. All three of us saw something. It's real.
Did you find anything else at the cemetery?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, so I was rigging up fake hauntings to scare tourists. Big whoop.
What? Are you serious? Scaring people? Someone could have gotten hurt. You always take things too far.
Get over yourself, Tegan. The only reason people come to this town is for the thrills, not old crockery and moldering period costumes.
No one gets scared or hurt in a museum.
That's the problem.
Hey, everyone
That's
enough.
the problem.
Calm down. Remember, we're here for May.
What is she doing with her
well,
hands?
where is she?
She's in her room. Did you happen to see the red spray paint on our house on the way in? Well, she did. She knows what's going on here. My parents are going to flip.
Olivia, what you saw was in no way related to your scare setup.
No, it was real. I couldn't get anything close to that. It was terrifying.
It looked real.
Did you track down any new leads for the arsonist? Okay, I'll go first. So far, the evidence seems to be indicating that someone is lying about their alibi.
Didn't you interview everyone?
Everyone except for May. But I don't think she did it.
Nancy, if you're missing an alibi, wouldn't you think that that person has something to hide?
May is protecting something, and I need to figure out what or whom. But I just have this feeling.
Well, don't stop there. Go on.
I don't know yet, but I think it's someone else. Look, we're not going to get the answer tonight. Let's try again tomorrow. It's been a long day.
Olivia, you
I'm
can
not
stay
gonna have
here
another
tonight
nightmare, am I?
if you want. Thanks.
Olivia has a
Couch,
house.
unfortunately. All the other beds are taken.
Speaking of which, where's Deirdre?
She said she might be late. I'm sure she'll be back soon.
Huh. What is she doing at this time of night?
You're now playing as Nancy Drew. Ooh, and it's raining. My inner pluviophile is freaking out.
The neighborhood looks peaceful from up here. A good night's rest improves memory.
Yeah, I know. So I should be able to go plan over breakfast. I should be able to go do the CCTV footage now, right?
Nancy!
Hey,
Hi.
so what time did you get home last night?
I'd like to just eat my breakfast without being interrogated. Is that okay with everyone? Is it? I've already answered
She's
a litany
crazy.
of questions from these two. You want to ask them. I'm sure they'd love to tell you.
Okay. Ow.
What's wrong with you?
My hands feel like pins and needles. I think I slept on them or something.
Yeah, me too.
Same.
Uh-huh. So, is anyone going to tell me what happened yesterday?
Well, they saw it.
It?
An anomalistic paranormal projection.
You mean a ghost?
That's exactly what I mean. You know what I'm talking about.
Okay. Anyone else see it?
Olivia Ravencroft.
The witch?
Except she claims to have seen Judge John Hathorne, not Abigail Hathorne Woodley.
Well, there you have it. She sees something different than all of you. Clearly she's lying. She probably rigged the whole thing up.
I don't think so, Deirdre. It's not an act. She was genuinely scared.
Ergo.
Therefore...
No, sorry. Not ergo. Ergot. Your hands.
Ergot poisoning. You really think it's possible?
Mass psychogenic illness by more than one person. Hallucinations, vasoconstriction in the hands and feet.
Pins and needles.
Exactly.
Wait, what? What is that?
Yeah...
But how?
Food
I'm
or drink?
confused.
Intentional?
What would we all
In
have
this town,
touched?
I'd believe it.
What are you guys talking about?
We could have been poisoned with ergot.
Poisoned?
The only
What?
person that would probably be
The
familiar with
symptoms
that would be
match,
Lauren.
and it's not without precedent. Especially here.
Oh,
There's a theory that the accusers of the Salem witch trials were exhibiting strange behavior, but it wasn't witchcraft. It was because they had eaten rye infected by ergot spores. It causes hallucinations. It was also pretty common 300 years ago.
I had an acai super muscle builder smoothie for lunch yesterday. I did not eat some sort of Pilgrim-era rye porridge. So how could I get poisoned?
I don't know, but I'd like to see if there are any sources of ergot in town.
Good idea.
There's definitely a will.
Okay. Do we have it?
No, but I found a letter written by Francis Tuttle specifically stating that a will exists and was written for Lauren.
could have been burned in the fire.
Could be the reason for the fire.
None of this helps May. We need a perp, not a possible piece of paper that no one can find.
A perp?
We should still try to find it. It might be motive, and it would mean the difference between keeping or losing a home. I visited the Hathorne house.
And?
I found Olivia's jacket in plain view.
Seems too obvious.
That's what I'm saying.
Olivia has been involved with some scare pranks in town, mostly drumming up business for her tour. But we don't think she's a suspect.
Her alibi?
She was working,
Working?
as was everyone else in town at the time. Minus May, of course. I'll start with the judge. I should finally be able to get the CCTV access tapes. Frank, Joe, can you guys check the cemetery for any traces of ergot?
I'm not sure our ghost hunting equipment is...
We'll figure it out.
But I don't even know what an ergot spore looks.
We'll figure it out.
Deirdre, you can...
No.
Oh. Okay.
Time is running out. If we don't clear May's name soon, I hate to think what this town will do to her. I'm coming with you. You better not let me down.
Interesting. Interview ghost witnesses, view CCTV footage. Oh god. I really wish they wouldn't do that. Is there any way to get the lighter back from May? That way, like, we can light all these? Because I'm worried it's an achievement and I'm gonna have to play the game again. Because I'm kind of an achievement collectionist. I kind of get a little obsessive. Oh, wow, the place is still... Look at that. Wow. Love that it's raining. I love that for us. No one's out here whining today since
Ladies.
it's raining, I guess.
Boy, boy, boy.
So, what's up? You guys looking for directions, or...?
You seem to hang out a lot in the square.
Well, yeah.
It's a good vantage point of the whole town.
Yeah.
Oh, look, I can see the courthouse from right here. Can you see it, Nancy?
I can.
Yeah, you can see a lot of buildings from the square. It's a square.
So did you see anyone on the day the AW evidence was stolen from the judge's office?
No, because I wasn't here. I was working for Alicia.
What kind of work?
Helping her run errands.
What errands?
Dry cleaning and stuff.
Uh-huh.
Look, just ask her. She'll confirm it.
Oh,
We
I
will
will.
ask her, Jason. Thanks.
Yeah, I will ask her.
Do you know May Perry?
What? May? Yeah. Why? What does she have to do with this?
Because she's going to be arrested for these crimes by the end of the day, unless we start coming up with answers.
By the end of
What
the
are you
day, that's
talking
very
about? That's
specific.
ridiculous. There's no way she has anything to do with this.
Wait, you know May? Like, know her?
Yeah.
Do you talk to her?
We know she doesn't have anything to do with these crimes, but everyone thinks she does, and that's good enough to get her into serious trouble.
Well, that's too bad.
That's it?
Ladies.
Oh.
So...
What? They're skipping through the halls this time?
I've just realized that this case has taken a turn.
About time. How do you figure?
Intentional poisoning usually has one goal: to eliminate the target. Someone was trying to kill us. Ergot poisoning at high enough doses.
Ends in gangrene. Which, yeah, is pretty bad, but it's not death. You really think this was intentional? And not some, you know, accidental ingestion?
If you look at all the evidence, yes. Olivia's jacket at the crime scene, the spray painting of the Perry house, everyone's obsession to get May convicted.
You know what all these people have in common?
What?
They're women.
Are you saying they're all witches, or that this is a witch hunt?
I'm saying it's Salem.
Why do I hear the people outside? Well, I don't know. Oh, God.
Can I help you, Miss Drew?
I'm here for the CCTV footage.
Yes. You can use this on the evidence room computer. You know where that is, right?
Yeah, I'm not dumb.
I found the pin code here. Remember?
Of course you did. Now, run along.
Run along?
You know, I just realized I never followed up with you two about what you were doing on the day the AW evidence was stolen.
You know, Nancy, this detective thing is really sweet and all, but we are in the middle of something important here, okay?
What are you doing?
Initiating the process of handing over Hathorne House to the state so it can be turned into a museum.
What?
It's our only option.
But you work for Lauren. It's her home.
And I'm getting her an extra 90 days before she's evicted, which is 90 more than she would have had without me. So we're a little busy right now, because we need to file this by the end of the day.
And May Perry?
What about May Perry?
Is she being charged?
I won't discuss this. It's an active criminal investigation. But from what I've heard, an arrest will happen later today. So please, can you both leave us?
Come on, Deirdre. I have the drive.
I really wanted to confirm with Alicia, though,
Okay, distract me, Drew, so I don't go back in there and smash things.
With what?
Tell me some inane detail from your life so I feel better. One where you come off badly. I know. Tell me what Ned said when you told him you saw a ghost.
Oh, shoot, I totally forgot. I said I'd call him back and I didn't.
You forgot? Do you even want a boyfriend, Drew? Because that is a fine young man some other girl might appreciate more than you.
Some other girl?
Yes, like a nice girl who knows him well and thinks he's cute and would remember to call.
You know I'm a detective, right? This mystery girl, not so mysterious.
Shucks, I was trying to throw you off with nice. Oh, come on. You're in no danger from me, Drew. You could never call Ned again, and he'd still be sitting by his phone waiting for you.
Maybe. After this, I'm going with him on vacation. No cases.
I think you'd hate that. You need a case. You're a mystery addict. Get into help. Romance, adventure,
That's
a
a really
tropical
cute idea,
location with
actually.
stunning sunsets.
Me and Ned as a
That
team.
actually sounds like an amazing idea.
I know. Also, I hate you.
Thanks, Deirdre.
Speak of the devil. Oh, that's my
Nancy,
dad.
How's my favorite daughter doing?
Only daughter. Ugh.
That too. You okay? How's the case coming along?
Not well. I have a bunch of alibis, but I'm missing something. Then there's the book of apologies that's been stolen, and the arson, and a break-in at the courthouse.
Hey, slow down. Let's focus on one person at a time. Who's on your list?
Oh my goodness.
May Perry is the primary suspect for the arson.
And why is she the prime suspect?
She's the only one who won't give an alibi for the night of the Hathorn House arson.
I see.
And she's been in trouble for a fire before, when she was a kid. Seems people want to believe the worst of her. She has a reputation for being weird and a loner.
None of that explains why she won't give an alibi now.
She plain refuses. Seems to me like she's doing it to protect someone.
Or a group.
Her sister runs the accused witches. But May doesn't seem too invested in their cause.
She could be protecting multiple people. Maybe the whole town is in on it. I think uncovering her alibi is the key to unlocking this whole case.
Yeah, you're probably right. If I could only get her to talk to me. Tegan Perry runs the museum in the center of town.
The gatekeeper of the town.
You mean like the keeper of the town's history?
Exactly. Anyone who runs a museum has a vested interest in keeping that history alive. I don't know Tegan, but I don't doubt that she feels some ownership over the town's past, present, and future.
So she wouldn't want to destroy Hathorn House.
But?
Well, she runs the Accused Witches organization. She's very passionate about their cause. Like, extremely.
Being passionate and being destructive are two different motivations. It's not impossible, but it is implausible.
I guess we should just do these in order.
I want to talk about Jason Danforth.
The judge's son.
He's a real piece of work.
I think the judge probably agrees with you. I don't know him personally, but I've heard stories.
He claims that during the time in which the accused witch's evidence was stolen, he was helping Alicia Cole. I guess he does work for her.
Okay. Accused witches are...
Claimants against the Hathorn estate. They're trying to take control of the property as reciprocity for their ancestors having that land and life stolen from them by the original Judge Hathorn.
And that's valid?
According to the judge, yes. But back to Jason. It sounds like he's short of cash constantly. But I see him driving a fancy car around town. Looks like he lives a pretty comfortable lifestyle to me.
Money is always a prime motivator. He could be receiving money from someone to commit one of these crimes, or he could have a financial stake in the property. The fact that he's tying his alibi to Alicia is interesting.
But if he was tied into the Hathorn House estate, I can only imagine that it's through his father.
The judge? Is he on your list?
Everyone is a suspect until they aren't. You taught me that.
Right. Okay. Who else?
There's a woman who claims to be a real witch, Olivia Ravencroft.
That's quite the name.
She's quite the personality. She lures everyone to her witch tour in the square, performing street magic. It's really something.
She sounds like an entrepreneur.
But would she be motivated to burn down a historic building in her own town?
Could add to the value of her tour. The myth of the cursed town of Salem.
She also pushes this whole ghost narrative, suggesting a restless spirit might be responsible for the arson of Hathorn House, that they were set loose by a coven of modern witches seeking revenge.
That could be a play to make money from tourism. It's cynical, but in today's day and age, I don't doubt it.
There's something interesting about the whole coven thing, though. Not cracked it yet.
Witches in Salem. Careful with that.
You know I am. Also, I discovered she uses smoke bombs in her magic shows.
Could be a pyrotechnical accident.
Or intentional.
Yes. Who else?
Judge Danforth.
Okay.
Look, he's coming on strong trying to pin the crime on a girl without any evidence. It's a bit...
strange.
Unbecoming. He's supposed to be impartial, but he's really going after this one teenage girl, May.
Well, look, he was like a mentor to me in college. We've kept in touch, but I do not know all the details of his situation. Is he in financial trouble? Is this a ploy to get a piece of property? I don't know.
Which would be ironic because that's exactly what Judge Hathorn did in 1692. But May isn't involved, at least from what I can see, in the question of ownership of the house.
Could be about the people May is related to. Go after her as means to hurt the ones she loves. It's extremely unsettling for a judge to do that, but it has happened before.
Lauren Holt is the supposed heir of the Hathorn House estate.
Why supposed?
She's the adopted daughter of the previous owner, Francis Tuttle, and while Lauren claims there's a will, no one has been able to find it.
How did her relationship with Ms. Tuttle seem to you?
Close. But then wouldn't Francis have kept the will available if that was the case? Either way, I struggle to justify why she would burn down the house.
Oh, any number of reasons. She could feel that the house is Ms. Tuttle's and refuses to let it pass into anyone else's hands. If any of these other players have their eyes on repurposing it as a museum or entertainment venue, she could view that as an affront to Ms. Tuttle's memory.
Well, she also lives there. Not in the burned part, in a separate carriage house.
By burning it, perhaps she hopes to ruin the chance of anyone else using it, and to stay on the property indefinitely.
Alicia Cole is helping Lauren Holt, the supposed heir, with paperwork. Alicia claims she was running errands around town.
Oh, she was.
She was.
Yeah, I was talking to her on the phone about Lauren Holt's case. Ha! Look at that. I'm confirming her alibi. Well, that doesn't happen very often.
Talk to you later. Thanks.
I think I discovered one inconsistency in your case. Jason Danforth wasn't with Alicia Cole the day the AW evidence was stolen. I talked to Alicia for a few hours, including during the time of the burglary.
You have the times nailed down.
Danforth mentioned them when we talked about getting the Book of Apologies.
Thanks, Dad. This is super helpful. Nice work.
It's all you, kiddo. Let me know how it goes. Good luck.
Let's save now because we're about an hour in. We got a regular who done it on our hands. Alright, let's go see that CCTV footage, but also Alicia's in there. Is there anything I can snoopy snoop? Oh.
A demolition offer for the Hathorn House. Why in the world would Alicia have this?
Yeah.
This looks like some kind of map? The requested section of the Salem Waterworks. Marked an access point. Why would Alicia have this? Now that's a peculiar thing to have standing around a lawyer's office.
The drill? She explained it, and I thought we agreed that that was okay.
Now that's a peculiar...
Can I... Anything else I can snoopy snoop? I guess not. Okay. Let's see this footage.
It's dusty.
Well,
I think Jason is lying to us. I'm hoping the CCTV footage will prove it.
bad news. The footage isn't sorted. We need to put it together in a timeline.
I can see that you're trying to find a suspect. Select cameras from the video source list. Add footage to the timeline. 1 image per numbered step. All of your added images need to have a view of the suspect. Good luck.
Creepy. Huh?
So we're looking for this person? I mean, I don't know what order it's supposed to be in, but... this one we might not need. Is that... No, that's not. They got picked up in a car. Is that them? Okay, what seconds are we missing? We need 9 and 10. Is that these? Maybe. There's a 10. So we are looking for a 9. We have 2 7s. So I'm guessing one of those isn't right. There's a 9. Okay. So we have a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, So, do we have to account for the first 5 seconds? Like, is that what we're doing? Or... Probably, probably the 0 mark too. Is this person... That's not Jason, is it? This is the first time we see him, right? Look, there's a head. So that's who did it. Okay. Oh, and then we said the bathroom. Yeah, there he is.
Yes. Let's see. It's a shame we can't make out the perp's face.
Perp?
What? Isn't that what you call them?
Suspect, Deirdre. This isn't a crime show.
Well, I kinda like using it. Maybe that's my calling card. And yours is, well, whatever it is that you do.
Thanks.
For what?
I think that's the first compliment you've ever given me. It's not a very good one, but I'll take it.
Don't get used to it, Drew. Come on.
This car looks like our best lead.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I swear I saw one just like this parked outside the courthouse. We should check it out.
I don't remember seeing one, but okay. Find a Salem map to compare. Isn't there a map right here?
A map of Salem. A map of Salem. Let's see here. If I align the waterworks map properly, I should be able to figure out which area it represents.
How so? Like, I don't get what these lines are supposed to be. Unless it's a house like this.
The Hathorn house. I need to know what's at that mark.
Interview ghost witnesses. About calling my boyfriend.
Hello, you've reached the voicemail inbox of Ned Nickerson. I apologize that I did not come to the phone in a timely fashion. Please feel free to leave a message after the beep.
He's mad at me. This car?
Ha! Found it! Ha! Found it!
Well,
Ha! Found it!
what do you want me to do with it, though? There's no
Ha!
plate.
Found it!
I do know whose car that
what's
is.
up? You guys looking for directions or?
Whose car is that parked in front of the courthouse?
That's Alicia Cole's car.
You're sure?
Yeah, I washed it last week, and the week before that, and the week before that, and the week.
Yeah, okay, we get it.
You weren't working for Alicia on the day the evidence was stolen.
Oh, come on. Yes, I was.
You're lying.
Jason, we confirmed with Alicia that she was running errands, but she was alone.
What? But she...
Jason, Cupcake, just tell us what you were doing.
Jason, serious crimes have been committed. If you have anything to do with them or know anything about them, now is the time to tell us. Get yourself out from underneath this, because I assure you, you will be the one to take the fall.
Yeah, you really think so?
Hey, buddy. She's done this many times already. She knows a thing or two about catching perps.
Still not working.
Let me do it. It's my thing.
Jason?
I must have just been doing errands by myself.
Oh, Jason.
See you later.
Alligator. So how exactly do you want me to interview the ghost witnesses? That's the Hardy Boys.
The shops aren't making a lot of business right now.
It is freaking raining. Y'all see any ghosts? Oops, clicked out again. Why do I always do this?
How's business?
Slow, thankfully. Oh, I feel awful.
Were you poisoned too?
Just a couple of questions, Lauren, and we'll get out of here.
Okay.
We know what you're doing.
I'm sorry?
You're not fooling us. This whole New Age act, modern apothecary and tea house, please. I spent an entire day in the town archives, okay? I know everything about this town and the people that live here, inside and out.
Deirdre, this isn't the best way.
Your family has been here a long time, haven't they?
Yes.
You're related to Tituba, correct?
Yes.
Aha! I knew it! Tituba is kind of famous around here. She was the first accused witch, a slave from the Caribbean owned by Samuel Paris, Elizabeth Paris's father.
Who else knows this, Lauren?
I don't know, but it's not like it comes up in normal everyday conversation, so I've never brought it up. I'm not part of that accused witches organization, if that's what you're angling at.
So, you don't get along with Tegan?
We used to be friends, okay? And I don't know why you think this is some sort of amazing revelation. Tegan works at the museum. She knows that my great-great-great-great-grandmother was Tituba. And she knows that Tituba was owned by her great-great-great-great-grandfather. What happened in our ancestors' lives mattered then, and it still matters now. But the fact that Tegan and I aren't friends has nothing to do with the past.
It gives you motive.
Are you seriously accusing me of setting my own house on fire?
Because you don't want Tegan and her AW people to get your place.
I don't care at all about Tegan or her organization. You think that's the reason I don't like her? Because her people did something bad to my people 300 years ago? She's trying to kick me out of my home. This shop is how I remember my ancestors. Ask your little questions so I can answer them, and then I'd like you to leave.
We need to talk about the ghosts you've seen.
What do you want to know?
We want...
I'm talking to her.
So you've seen them. Abigail Hathorne Woodley.
Yep.
John Hathorne?
Yes. And Tituba? And Francis Tuttle.
Lauren is
and
so
Judge
pretty, though.
Sewell. And everyone else who's ever lived in this town.
Why didn't you say this before?
Because it sounds crazy.
How long have you been seeing them?
Ever since Francis died.
That's weird. It's very specific.
Do you mind if I ask what you ate yesterday?
I do mind. That's kind of personal.
Give me a break.
It's okay. Just tell us. Did you eat any cereal type stuff? Like rye bread?
I'm gluten-free.
Oh, good. So no grains.
Not to my knowledge.
Anything to drink?
Salem's finest. Tap water. Just like everyone else in town.
What do you know about Ergot?
Why do you ask?
Why are you being so suspicious?
Why are you being such a...
Enough. Please. We're asking
Ooh,
because
getting
we
kinda
believe the ghost
spicy.
sightings might be related to ergot poisoning.
Claviceps purpurea.
What?
I had a break-in a few weeks ago. They took all my money, which wasn't much. But the funny thing is, they also took my ergot.
You have it here?
Of course. It treats migraines and cluster headaches. It's part of any good herbalist repertoire.
You can also maim people with it.
Every medicine is toxic in high enough dosage. Why do you ask?
We think that the ghost sightings are related to ergot poisoning.
I don't know. They seem so real.
What kind of herbs do you have here?
Oh, shoot.
Lauren.
Yes.
How's business?
We found a demolition notice in Alicia Cole's office.
Demolition?
Yeah, as in destroying the Hathorn house.
Alicia is your lawyer, correct?
Yeah.
So, why would she have this document on her desk?
I have no idea. We never talked about any kind of demolition.
You sure you're not looking to build your dream home? It's a great location.
No. I am not looking to build my dream home.
Talk to you later. Gosh.
Interesting. Oops.
Say. I don't like her.
Yeah, you made that clear.
She knows the Paris family history. She's motivated to stop Tegan from achieving her goals with the AW organization.
There's a way to go about doing things, Deirdre. What you did in there isn't it.
You're welcome.
Interview ghost witnesses.
The Salem Museum. Prime address for local history and information on the infamous witch trials. How are you feeling, Olivia?
I didn't sleep at all last night. I still have that ghost in my head and my hands.
Burn, right? Like pins and needles.
Yeah? How'd you know?
We think we were poisoned by ergot.
Ergot? Really? What's that?
It's a fungus.
A fungus? What? But how?
What did you eat yesterday?
Eat? Why? Just humor us.
Well, I had a breakfast cantaloupe, and then I had lunch at Kale Me Crazy. It's this vegan place.
Uh-huh. What did you have?
Kale salad, chickpeas, raisins, with Thousand Witches dressing.
Not very fungal.
No. Anything to drink yesterday?
Coffee at breakfast, fair trade, obviously. Smoothie at Kale Me Crazy. And tea.
What kind of tea?
It was a matcha.
Gross.
Well, I like it.
Where's the water from?
Excuse me?
The water that you made your tea with.
It was just normal faucet water. Some people filter, I don't have the time. Besides, Lauren has the best matcha. You can't tell it's unfiltered.
Whose faucet?
Lauren's? I went to try to talk to her about the ghosts. She made me tea. It was better than the conversation. I took my tea to go and then ended up sharing it with the Hardy brothers. I ran into them. Boys.
Oh.
Yeah, them. In the cemetery. Joe wanted to try my tea.
So you all drank the tea?
Yep.
Okay, alright.
Talk to you later.
Okay, we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. Lauren's faucet. Can I, like, go investigate? Hey, the boys are in here. Hey, it's my boyfriend.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear your voice. You have no idea.
Really?
Yes? Why wouldn't I be?
Well, you know, we haven't really been talking much lately.
I know. It's just
that you're busy with your life, and I've been busy with mine, and...
Ned, I've missed you so much.
Yeah, me too.
Can we go on vacation? Just you and me? Together for once?
Vacation? Why, you just got off fall break.
Yeah, I know. But next break. Will you go with me?
Of course, I'd love to. I'm there, but...
No excuses. We'll think of something fun to do. Deirdre had an interesting idea I wanted to run by you.
You spoke to Deirdre? And about me?
I know. This is the craziest case. I can't wait to tell you all about it.
You know, I'm actually really glad that you picked up. Because I really wanted to have a longer conversation with you about...
Nancy, come here.
Hang on a second, guys. You know, we will have that conversation about everything.
But I take it now's not a good time. Listen, I understand. It means a lot that you're trying. I just want you to be safe.
I don't want to worry you with the details. This case has been crazy, but I'm working with some good people and it's going to be okay. I'm going to be okay. Okay?
I've never heard you talk like this. Should I be worried?
No. The Hardy boys are here and...
Oh, really? Both of them?
Yeah. You know, they're kind of a team.
Right?
Yeah. Both of them. Like I said.
Oh, good. They'll look out for you. Nan?
Yeah?
I love you.
I love you too. Talk soon. Bye.
That was weird. This is Tegan. Hey, is everything okay? I don't know. May seemed distant this morning. I don't know what to do. We'll figure it out. I'm sure this is tough for her. Yeah, I was thinking maybe there was something I should do. Try not to do anything rash. We'll get to the bottom of this, I promise. Yeah, thanks.
This is taking too long.
It's actual science, Joe. Real science takes time.
Ghost hunting is real science. In some circles.
Let's backtrack. What did you guys eat and drink around the time of the ghost appearance?
We had tea.
Tea?
Yeah, we were looking for Olivia Ravencroft and found her. She had tea, so we drank it.
It was matcha. Surprisingly good.
You drink tea in the middle of a cemetery?
Resident drink expert here. Man loves a good beverage.
You were barely able to get your drink down.
Boys, focus.
Where exactly did Olivia get the tea?
She had just bought it from Lauren Holt.
What about the water for the tea?
No idea. I'd ask either of them.
Keep digging. Literally and figuratively.
You know, we're not boys. It's just part of our name.
Whatever you say.
Well, you find anything?
I've been testing the soil from various sites around the cemetery. So far, nothing. We'll keep looking, but I don't think the source of the poison is here.
That's what I've been saying. Ah!
Don't worry about him. He's just agitated with all the looks he's been getting.
Digging in a cemetery looks very suspicious.
See you later.
Well, I mean, I would assume if it's happening with Lauren's tap water, that it's the poison is at Lauren's. Is it really this? Doesn't that look suspicious?
This bush looks strange.
They made it very
Someone has been
obvious.
here recently. Ha! It's rusted shut.
Don't I have...
Rusty metal, stay calm. Get yourself some rusty gum.
Shanauna.
These spots. It's covered in ergot fungus.
Okay. Why'd my phone have that? Okay.
What are you doing?
Whoa.
We found this in your water supply.
It's you. You're trying to poison me.
Are you?
No, we're not. We found this ergot in your water supply, using blueprints we found in Alicia Cole's office.
Alicia?
Alicia has been poisoning you, Lauren.
But why?
We don't know, but we're going to find out. Run all your faucets, shower, anything with a spigot for 20 minutes. It should flush out any of the ergot in your supply.
Oh, are you suddenly
Yeah,
an ergot?
you know,
Ergot
I think I'm
connoisseur?
just gonna stick to the bottled water.
That works too. Tegan? Hey, I'm with Deirdre.
She's gone.
What?
May. She's gone.
Okay, just hold on. We'll be there soon.
We weren't fast enough.
Let's go.
She got arrested? Or...
She didn't leave a note. No text.
Uh-oh.
I came home for lunch from the museum and she was gone.
May never gave an alibi because she was protecting someone. Do you have any idea who that might be?
Jason Danforth.
Wait.
Is that her boyfriend?
Really?
Yeah. May doesn't really seem to be Jason's type.
Before she disappeared, I admit I read through her phone. She left it in the living room, and why would she do that? They used to be friends when they were younger, but grew apart. I guess they still kept in touch. Jason said he was in trouble for something, but he never said what. She knew.
Do you have any idea why she would leave? Juvenile record.
They published it?
I could have sworn we had it expunged. Someone found it.
The newspaper highlighted an arson incident.
What a rag!
Yeah, and now she's gone missing. So when they find her, they'll really try to put her away.
We suspect Alicia Cole was poisoning Lauren Holt's water supply. It's possible she's involved with the house fire as well.
It's not true. Because I was the one who set Hathorn House on fire.
Knew it.
What? It was an accident.
I knew
I was
it.
looking for the will, Francis's will. I looked everywhere, and I couldn't find it, so I just started tearing the place apart. And I was in the storage room, and there were some paint cans, and I knocked over the candle I was using, and it just ignited. Like, whoosh, burst into flames.
Why didn't May say something?
I have no idea. I'm so sorry, Deirdre. I'm sorry to both of you. I don't know what I was thinking bringing you into this. What did I think was going to happen?
We need to find May.
Please. Please find her.
If we find her...
If you find her, I will turn myself in.
You should do that anyway. I can't believe this. Why didn't you say something sooner? Were you planning on having May take the fall for this? Really? After everything she's...
I know, I'm sorry. I was hoping it would all just fix itself, blow over. They have nothing on her, so they can't blame her for it, right? I thought we could both just get away from it, but she wouldn't give an alibi. I don't understand why. And I didn't want to risk my work for AW. How did it come to this?
You should be ashamed.
Deirdre, we need to go. Is there any info you can give us on where she might be?
I know she has secret hiding places around town, but I don't know where they are. Please, find her.
We will.
The storm got worse. Really? As if we need more rain right now.
We're going wherever May is, rain or not. This isn't going to stop us, right?
Right.
Hey, what's going on?
Long story, but Tegan set fire to the Hathorn house and May is missing.
What?
I need you and Joe to just stay with her and make sure she doesn't go anywhere.
Our first arrest.
Private detectives can't arrest people.
Citizen's arrest.
Wait, you're going out looking for her? The storm is getting bad, Nance.
Time's up. I need to set these wrongs right.
Be careful.
When am I not? Hey, wait for me.
Nah, I've had enough of this.
What?
Us? We don't work well together. Everything about this is wrong.
What are you talking about? We just solved the crime.
I called you because I needed you to connect with May to prevent this from happening.
I couldn't. She was avoiding me.
The one thing I wanted from you, you couldn't deliver.
Deirdre, that's not fair.
You know what? It's fine. If we split up, we have a better chance of finding her. Agreed?
Well, I guess. So...
Well, I'm going to assume we're close to done.
Is that May's juvenile record? How horrible to print this of a teenager.
Yeah, seriously.
I hope May is okay.
Oh, wow. Most likely suspect of the tragic Hathorn House fire. This does seem illegal. She's had some graffitis, shoplifting, defacement. Wow. Huh. Can't even talk to you guys anymore? Okay.
Interesting.
No, just leave. Please.
Let's see.
No. I don't want to make anything.
Let's be...
Stop it. Oh yeah, it's not letting me talk to anybody.
There
So,
are some more things I'd like to look into before I'm done.
like what? Find clues about... Oh, can I look at her room or no?
What's this? May forgot her phone.
Let's go to the top. Hey, what's up? Gonna head out to the house. Wait, seriously, it burned. Exactly. You wanna come? Hello? No? You know I don't go there. Oh, right. I thought you'd be over it now. The house is barely standing. Sorry, just think you'd get over it if you came with once. It's a cool place. Think about it. Hey, are you okay? I saw the papers. What do you think? Wanna meet up? Going into hiding, meet me there. In this weather? Hey, you there? Coming over. Meet me outside, okay? I'll be with me there today as usual. Hey, please consider talking to Nancy and Deirdre. They're here to help. You don't have to say much, just something. I'll talk to you later. Look at her, like, sad little... Is that it? Guess so. Hey, Jason's here. Hey, Jason. She's not
Hey,
here. She
detective
booked it.
lady. You shouldn't be out in the rain. It'll ruin your makeup.
What are you doing out here, Jason?
I should ask you the same thing.
I'm looking for May Perry. She's gone missing. You never told me you were friends with May.
Let's talk in the car.
He's being suspicious, Nancy.
May and I have been friends for years.
You never mentioned her.
Since when do I have to tell you everything?
Do you know she's missing?
She's not missing. She told me she was hiding.
Where?
think it's about time you head back to wherever you're from, Nancy Drew. This isn't your problem anymore. Alright, get out. I have to go.
You're going to kick me out in the rain? Wait. There is something in here.
What? What do you see? Boston, Vienna.
Bingo.
Yo, what do you think you're doing? You can get out of my car now. Man, the storm is bad.
Huh. This is interesting.
Wait.
Thought we were in Austria at
These
the
are
same
the
time.
same pants.
What a strange coincidence. You didn't happen to visit Mosam Castle on your trip, did you, Jason?
Oh, okay, yes. I was in Austria, and yes, I was at Mosam Castle. Oh, this wasn't supposed to happen.
Who bought the tickets?
What?
You flew first class. You didn't pay for that.
Alicia Cole.
Did you steal the AW evidence too? Explain.
I want my lawyer.
Sure. Who is your lawyer? It's Alicia, isn't it? Jason.
She's not going to help me, is she?
You can get another one.
What's the point? Yeah, I stole it from my dad's office. It was easy enough. The guy doesn't lock his door, like, ever. And then I gave it to Alicia. I don't know where it is now. Ugh, my dad's gonna kill me.
So you flew to Austria.
Maybe he
to
learned the
steal
smoke
book of
trick
apologies.
from standing out here all the time watching Olivia.
You saw me there.
Yep.
Does Alicia have the book now?
Actually, no.
Where is it?
It's somewhere safe. I need it to...
You need to hand it over.
I don't have it.
You need to do it now.
I don't have it, alright?
Am I supposed to believe Alicia is behind this?
You want proof?
Yes.
I don't have any.
Why though?
Alicia knows about my financial situation. Once she found out, she squeezed and never let go. Threatened to tell my father.
Jason, you committed a crime in another country. How bad could it be?
I know, it's bad.
Why would Alicia do this?
No idea. She never told me. Yeah, I know. I screwed up.
You haven't mentioned May once. I thought she was your friend.
She has the book.
You need to tell me where she is, Jason. Every minute that goes by with her on the run is bad for her and you.
In the tunnels, underneath Salem. Go to the Little Liberty statue and light it up. You'll see the way in. She's down there.
Thank you, Jason, for telling me everything.
Promise me you'll find May. It's not safe down there with the rain. Every time it rains, a tunnel caves in.
Why don't you show me?
I have to look for my dad, tell him what happened.
You can do that after we find May.
That's what I was thinking.
I'm not a good person, okay? I'm scared. I don't want to go down there, not in this weather.
I'll find her. Come on, Deirdre.
Hi. You've reached the phone of private investigator Deirdre Shannon. I'm working on an important case and can't come to the phone right now. But if you have any information you'd like to share, please leave a message after the beep.
Shoot.
Yeah?
You heard from Deirdre?
No.
Well, I know where May is. She's underneath Salem.
Underneath?
Meet me in the cemetery. I need your help to find her.
The cemetery? Okay, we'll be right there. What do we do about Tegan?
This is more important. She's not going anywhere. And Frank, don't tell her about May. I don't want her trying to come with us. This is going to be very dangerous.
Copy that.
Hey!
We're here. What do you need us to do?
We could get umbrellas, or...
Joe!
Or just stand here and wait for instructions.
Thanks, guys. Jason said there was some way to open the tunnels with the statue. But he didn't really say
Probably this
how.
damn key we've
Bring
had since the
light
beginning.
to darkness.
Think it's a metaphor?
Of course. The light is the truth, and the darkness is
The night.
I would think we need truth during business hours as well.
No, it's a clue. I need a source of light.
Did you bring any? You didn't bring any flashlights?
We don't have any.
All this ghost hunting gear and not a single flashlight?
You know, I think I remember seeing some decorative lamps over by the museum. Maybe we can borrow one?
Yeah, I'll check it out.
And we're stealing now, huh? Hey. Is this Olivia? Nancy. Sorry, got your number off Tegan. Hey. Is Olivia... It's Olivia. Please come talk to me. At the shop, museum. Sorry for bad spelling, too much cola. Okay, no worries, I'll come by. Thanks. Okay. Kinda busy, but okay.
Hey, Nancy!
Olivia, hi. How are you feeling?
I'm done with tea. Gave it up. Now I'm just straight cola. All the sugar, all the caffeine. I am wired up like a 10,000 volt power line, but I have not seen one single ghost today.
That's great, Olivia.
Hey, yes, can you do me a favor? I found something, and can you give this to Tegan for me, please? We used to be really good friends, and maybe this will, I don't know, remind her of that. Can you give it to her? I can't do it. I need your help.
Sure, I'll give it to her.
Oh, thank you. I just want her to know she isn't alone.
This looks like the one I found before.
Yeah, but
Wait,
who's that?
it's not the same. There's someone else here.
Is that May?
Younger, looks like they're hiding. Who is that? This looks like the one I found before. Wait, it's not...
So now you want me to go give this to Tegan? Thought I needed to borrow a lamp. How do I...
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay. Well, I guess... Where are the lamps that we're borrowing? They said they were over here by the museum, but I don't see anything. Oh wait, isn't Tegan here at work, or... Oh no, creepy. Can I borrow one from here?
Scented candles. Pretty standard.
Wait, what about these? I don't know. What the heck am I supposed to borrow? It just says open up a way into the tunnels. Maybe... Oh wait,
Olivia, can I borrow one of these lamps?
Sure, yeah, of course.
Okay. Okay, that's...
Hey, I got a lamp. You guys been standing out here the whole time?
Frank won't leave. He's like a robot who only takes instructions from you. I hope your circuits are waterproof.
I didn't know when she was coming back.
Bring light into darkness. That you did, Abigail. Wonder if you made it out.
Where can I
Can't
put
use
this
that
at?
here.
Why not?
Can't use that here. I need a source of light.
What am I doing?
W. This is the same marking as in Mosam Castle. What a strange coincidence.
I mean, I would say it's pretty obvious.
Can't use that here.
It doesn't say can't use that here on that, but... You know what? I kept thinking she was hitting them. There we go. Find May.
Oh! Alright, let's
Oops.
see here.
Whoa. That's a deep, dark hole.
Yeah.
Look at this place. It's like Salem's version of the Parisian catacombs. Hey guys, hold on 1 second. Hey, I'm at the entrance to the tunnels. Jason says May is hiding down here and...
You're really going down there?
Yeah,
Look, I haven't been fair to you.
it's okay. Deirdre, I have to go.
No, it isn't. I brought you into this. And I'm just so mad that Tegan lied to me.
Deirdre, I understand, but I really have to go.
Wait. Wait. I don't want to be that kind of person. I know we don't see eye to eye on everything. But I don't want to lie to you. The arson that caused May's burn. I was supposed to watch her in the house that night. She left, and I didn't even
Oh
notice.
my gosh, what a twist.
Tegan was with her friends, so I was supposed to watch her. I took on her once. I was stupid. I don't think either of them will ever forgive me. She was just a kid.
So were you.
Well, I can't talk to her anymore. And now she won't talk to anybody. I didn't come home last night because I couldn't stand being in the same room as her and...
Deirdre, I'll find her. Bring her home, I promise.
Thank you.
I was not expecting that.
Bring light into darkness. That you did, Abigail. Well, come on. What are you waiting for? We'll use our cell phones as flashlights. Let's go.
I guess I didn't need the key.
Need to
What's
make
this
sure
key
we don't
for,
get
then?
lost down here. One misstep and we might never get out.
Deep breaths. We have directions to follow.
We do?
Everything will be fine.
What directions do we have? Oh.
This doesn't seem right.
Then we gotta go south.
Oh no. Should look at me.
Did you say something?
Oh,
Are we back at the start? Okay. North, west, south.
This seems right.
Are you sure this is the right?
No, not now. Oh god. I am not good at this.
Are you sure this is the right way?
Okay, so we did northwest, south, west.
We're on track.
North, north. Can't go west.
Oh no. Should look at May's directions more closely. Oh no.
Well.
Are you sure?
No, I don't even know where we are anymore, boys. West, north. I'm guessing we're on the third line now. North, east.
Did you say?
Oh.
Oh my god. You know what? Let's just run around. We'll find it. Is it just a repeat? It is. How do I get past you guys? Maybe it's just like resetting me.
This doesn't seem right.
Oh god. What have I done? North, west, south.
This seems right.
And then it says west, but look, I can only go this way. Oh, west. North, north,
We're on
west,
track.
north, north, east. Why was I having such a hard time? North,
Getting
east.
closer. Oh no. Should look at May's directions more closely.
Yeah, that way.
Ah!
Ow! My ears! I'm deaf.
Sorry. That one got away from me.
Hey, did you hear that?
What?
Ah!
What is it? Jeez.
Sounds wooden. Like a door? It's coming from that way, but the directions go this way.
We're on it.
Wait, our cell phones don't work down here. And that sounds really angry.
It could be May. But if we go that way, we might not be able to find our way back.
Look! We'll follow the signs.
Okay, good luck. Hey, Joe! If you guys get in trouble, just scream. I'll be able to hear you.
Very funny.
B.
Yep, I always am.
You're now playing as Frank.
Hey, check this out!
It's a W. So go west. This says to go west too. Or maybe just follow the W's.
Yes, Frank?
So we're wading through this water.
Yeah?
And it's in tunnels? Underground?
I know what you're asking. I'd rather not think about it.
Darn. Got it.
What the heck is this?
I'll handle it. Hi, my name is Frank Hardy. I'm with my brother Joe. Do you need any help?
Yes! Doesn't anyone answer their phone anymore?
Deirdre?
Deirdre, the door's locked.
Thank you, Captain Obvious. Ugh. Okay, guys. I need you to get in here. I'm being crushed. I need your help. Fast.
Fast? I'm not good at fast. Locking mechanism prototype. Create the key. All 9 parts need to be properly assembled. The resulting icosahedron is then inserted into the lock opening the door. Key is modeled after the common convex type with 20 triangular faces, 5 faces meeting at each point. Parts can be hidden or distributed to make sure the door is only open when all owners or parties are present. Even a single part is missing, the icosahedron cannot be completed and the door remains locked. Are they all here?
Hold on, Deirdre. We're coming.
Yeah, but how?
I don't know. We gotta find a way.
And so we need the gold part to be on the outside. We need to swap blocks?
Hey, what's taking so long?
I don't know.
Hey, what's taking so long?
Apparently I'm supposed to be a puzzle genius. So one piece is going.
Ow, it hurt.
Okay.
This has to be all of them, right?
Sure. Now let's get on with this strange door. It's some sort of lock. I've never seen a keyhole shaped like... It's some sort of lock.
Put it in.
Come on, get
She's
them all in
getting
there.
crushed, remember?
Is that even possible? I mean, look at them.
Hey guys, I can't take this much longer. What's the holdup?
Got it. We're coming in.
I don't know how I did that, but yay that I did it.
Grab her!
Whoa.
Grab her!
This must be where the coven was meeting. The secret place.
What the heck are you doing down here?
I'm fine. Thanks for asking.
Are you okay?
My leg. It's just bruised, I think. I'll be fine.
I thought you were dying.
Well, I could have died if you hadn't saved me. I would have been trapped down here for days and starved to death.
Where are we?
We're in Hathorn House. I came here to try and find the will. That was a secret entrance. The rain is really doing a number on what's left of the place. I managed to get past the stairs, but that bookcase? Well, I'm just glad you two were here. Who knew that old furniture is really heavy?
Not for me. Man strength.
Yeah, right. It was all worth it.
You know, secret room. I bet you this is where Abigail was kept. Imagine all the bad memories of this place.
That's not all. Look down.
What is this exactly? Solve pressure plate puzzle.
Don't move.
Yeah, I'm not moving.
It's a puzzle.
Captain Obvious, reporting for duty.
These symbols, I've seen them before.
Look around, Frank. Maybe there's a key or something.
Look around?
Hey, I think I found something.
Let me see. Ah, it's a riddle. We need this to figure out which buttons to press. Probably.
What do you mean, probably? Ugh. What? I can... So down, dash, up, dash.
What are you doing? Don't do that! This place is going to come down on our heads!
Oh, well damn, let me save then. Like, the place is coming down. Does that mean this is right?
Watch your...
Are we dead?
Don't move.
Yeah, I'm not moving.
It's a puzzle.
Captain Obvious, reporting for duty.
These symbols, I've seen them before.
Look around, Frank. Maybe there's a key or something.
It's gonna make me grab the book again? No, I have the book. So I was thinking about like just guessing everything, but like I don't understand what I'm supposed to do. Like, yeah, there's like a key. But like, what am I supposed to pick? Like, yeah, there's a book, but like, how am I supposed to know what to do though? Okay, you guys, actually, I don't know. So I just looked it up because I don't understand. So, it looks like we'll go there, there.
Yes, we all saw it.
This machine is awesome. It's like a giant lock. Another circle bites the dust.
Let's figure out the next one.
Like, I don't know how I'm supposed to be guessing these.
This is going pretty good, actually.
Did you ever doubt us?
Well...
I doubted myself.
Don't answer that one.
We did it!
Good job, everyone.
Yes, perfect. Now, take more time to celebrate, and we'll have the ceiling joining us.
Oh!
Whoa!
What?
Cool!
Where did this come
A
from?
house?
Within the house.
What?
Oh!
So
For my Lauren.
Well, what is it? What is it?
It's Francis Tuttle's will.
It's right through here. I know it.
Oh my god.
May? May!
Is that blood?
Hurry! May! May? May, say something. May? Can you hear me?
My head.
You were unconscious.
I'm okay.
I think you have a concussion. I'm gonna move you over to the wall, okay?
Okay. Okay. Ah!
What is happening?
Where did you find me?
Jason, your sister is really worried about you.
I'm sure she is. We need to get out of here.
Wait, not yet. Jason told me he brought a book down here. It's a very important book that I need to find. I can't leave without it. Do you know anything about that?
If it's here, you can look for it. Oh! I hope you don't mind if I sit it out. Just don't take too long, okay?
This ending is so strange.
Jason and May must have stayed here often. It's like an actual hideout. Jason and May must have...
Please offer you've been admitted. Great artistic talent. Okay. What about this letter? Dear Samuel Sewell, always I appreciate your correspondence. Even my brother does his best to put an end to it. Take none of the horrors that you've inflicted, rather on the good that still needs to be done. The families of the accused will show grace. The accuser's play is pure, not for the benefit of the accuser, but to break this cycle of torment and hate. When we think back on our past, we need to remember and celebrate the memory of the victims of these trials. They deserve to be in our memory. The accusers, however, do not. I know you have seen the wrongs of your past. I hope to soon see the good of your future. Okay. Letter from Abigail.
Food, some money. At least one of them was planning to get out of Salem. Wonder if it was supposed to be a one-way trip. Movies, bands, they really made themselves at home.
This was her phone
Movies.
screen.
What's this old chest doing here? This isn't a chest. It's a puzzle box. Some of these destroy their content if they are forced open. Need to be careful.
I mean... we need... That must not be right, because we need one that's completely flat on the bottom for there. Oh, oops, oh wait, that's not flat, there's a digit. I mean, this is going okay.
This is it. The book of apologies. To think I had to follow you all the way from Austria to finally get you back.
Sounds great. Really. Are you done yet?
All right, May. Let's get out of here. Can you walk?
Yeah, I think so. Nancy, thank you.
No problem.
Why though? Why did you come down here for me? I don't deserve it.
You know what? You don't deserve any of this. Neither did those people back in 1692. They were victims. And so are you. So I'm breaking the cycle. I hope.
Thanks.
We're just going to leave her down there?
She can take care of herself.
Is that what you told yourself when you climbed down into a burned-out house on your own? What would have happened if we hadn't come along?
We have to get this will to the judge by the end of the day. Otherwise, this whole thing was for naught.
And if Nancy and May are stuck in those tunnels much longer, we'll have some actual deaths on our hands.
And if we go down there, it's going to be all of us.
Isn't May why we're here? Isn't she why Nancy's here?
The only reason I got into this case was because I care about my cousin, okay? But this is what we have to do. Believe me, I don't want anything to happen to May.
Or Nancy.
Or Nancy either. Fine. I'm trying to do one right thing in this whole mess. Every turn we've been lied to, and I am sick of being lied to. Now I am taking this to the judge's office because that is what Nancy would want me to do. Listen, I may not always be her biggest fan, but if there's anything I know about her, it's that she is going to get herself and May out of the tunnels safely. So you can either come with me and wait for Nancy, or get lost down in the tunnels. Your choice.
I hope you're right.
Am I really just gonna leave me?
It's flooding.
Escape from the
Never happened
tunnels?
before. Is there any other way out of here? I don't know.
Oh my god. Alicia's down here trying to kill us. Whoa. What the hell was that? Can you see that?
Keep what you're doing.
Oh. That wasn't too bad.
You okay? Where are we? What is this place? I can't see a thing. Are you okay?
No.
What's the matter? Talk to me.
Why did you bring me here?
What do you mean?
You saw them. They're coming, and now we're trapped.
Who's coming? What do you mean?
You know what I did. You're going to die here, you know.
I don't understand. What do you think you did that's so bad?
They cursed me. That's what they're saying. For what I did. For the fire. Don't you hear them? They really had powers, and now I'll get what I deserve.
You saw the witches of Salem, but they're not ghosts.
You saw the witches of Salem, but they're not ghosts. I think you have an open wound on your leg, and maybe it's making this worse for you. It's the poison in the water. I'm seeing things too. You're not alone.
You saw them too? You know what I did. I didn't mean to. I just wanted to scare them. It made me so angry. The things I said, but I didn't want them to get hurt.
Wait. You're talking about something else. I saw a picture of Tegan, Lauren, and Olivia together. The shed that burned down, that was their meeting place. Were they there that night?
They said they were going to contact Salem's ghosts at midnight, but I couldn't come because I was a little kid. Their stupid coven. I told them witches die in Salem. And I almost...
You wanted to scare them.
I snuck out. Past Deirdre. I hid inside the shed. Made noises. Scratches.
Did they have lit candles?
Yes. They ran away and knocked one over. Slammed the door shut behind them.
You almost died, and you took the blame. So this is why they don't talk to each other. I'm so sorry.
It was my fault! If I hadn't... That's why they're coming for me. The witches. I can hear them.
Listen, the water is poisoned. It's been making us see things that aren't there. There are no ghosts. And as for it being your fault...
Whoa.
It was an accident.
I
You
can
were all just
choose?
kids trying to stay out of trouble. You're covering up for Tegan again, but there's no need now. She just wants you home safe.
It's not real? You promise?
I promise. Can we try to find a way out now? And will you please rest your hurt leg?
Yes, please. To both.
We're not getting out that way. We have to find another way, quickly. The water is still rising. It's some kind of carved inlay. It feels intricate, but it's too dark to make out what this is.
Also, I'm doing a save because it's giving me choices, and there might be multiple endings. So, yeah. What about you? Do you have your lighter?
What?
May, have you ever been in this room before?
Yeah. I was here years ago. Jason. This is where we met after his dad said we couldn't hang out anymore. Until it got blocked off. It's a dead end. There's a wooden panel over there. It wasn't finished. 6 candles, a lantern, those AW symbols. What? Why are you looking at me like that?
You remember all that detail from a room you could barely see?
Is that strange?
Good strange. Very few people are able to remember details like that, especially from so long ago.
I guess I never thought much about it.
A mystery for another time. What was that about a panel?
It made my scars. There's something about it.
Are you Harry
I
Potter?
couldn't figure it out.
May, do you still have that lighter?
What, you smoke?
Only when I'm on fire.
Oh my god.
No. You
A
never did tell me where
callback
you
to
got
my
this.
favorite
I did
Nancy
tell
Drew
you.
game number 7.
Found it.
Did you get this?
Oh my
When you got your injury?
god.
Not that hard to work that one out, I guess. I think it was Olivia's. I don't know why I took it. So I wouldn't forget, I guess. Like I could.
Seems like a good reason to hold on to it. And it has a cool design.
I am addicted to animal prints.
We all have our vices.
Let me guess yours. Chocolate milk?
You are feeling better. Maybe I'll tell you mine after we get out of here.
Can you just get us out of here?
There, that's better.
You can't light all of them?
Could try lighting it. Still works. Wonder how long it's been down here.
Is that everything?
I am just the shadow. Shadow of what? Abigail Woodley's sign. Should look more closely.
There's a bunch of AWs on these.
Stuck. Can't move these by hand. Need some kind of tool. Wow, it's beautiful. This must have been made by Abigail. Amazing how intricate she designed this. This box can open. Stuck. Stuck. Huh. Hmm. Huh. back here. Stuck. It's well made, and someone tried to This box can't open. We're not getting out that way. We have to find another way, quickly.
What the heck am I supposed to do?
What? You feeling any better, May?
No, not really.
I know what you mean.
Hey, Nancy? Thanks. Or, you know.
You do the same for me.
Yeah, sure.
Can I ask you something? About your sister?
Right now?
I don't understand. How did you know Tegan was the one who started the fire?
I was about to leave the hideout, okay? I saw her running through the forest.
Was that all you needed to be sure?
I got a quick look at her face. I haven't seen her like that before. When the news hit the day after, it all just made sense.
May, why didn't you say anything?
It's what I do. Protect her. She's the person who looks out for me. This is how I repay the favor.
May, there's a difference between supporting someone and taking the fall for their crimes.
Maybe. Can you just get us out of here?
I'm trying, okay? Out of the basement. I'm trying. Oh.
Got it. Bet this fits into the panel. Now we're getting somewhere. Just need the other piece.
Oh, there's another piece? Huh?
Not as elegant as my lockpicks, but just as handy.
And what am I supposed to do with this?
This box can't open. Don't want to break it. This box can't open. Don't want to break it. This box can't open.
This doesn't feel right.
I know, but what choice do we have?
No, you don't understand. I know this sounds strange, but the accident. Ever since it happened, I could feel bad things before they happened.
Like premonitions?
Yeah. My scar, it hurts. It hurt right before the tunnel collapsed, and it hurts now. Look, this isn't some Ergot hallucination. I'm telling the truth. And I'm telling you that if you tamper with these bricks, we could be in danger, okay? Do you believe me?
Yes, I believe you. I just mean, I don't think it's premonitions. You have this amazing, maybe even photographic memory and a sharp mind. I think you just process warning signs faster than anyone else can.
And the pain?
I don't know. High sensitivity to air pressure, maybe?
I used to think I was cursed.
That I can't believe. But I will be careful with the wall.
Thanks for believing me.
So don't touch the wall? Can you shut the lights
Still
back
works.
off? Or...
Still works. Huh. Still work. Huh. Something's different about the note. Looks like a map of some kind. X marks the spot.
It makes an AW.
Looks like a map of some kind.
So... this one?
Here goes nothing. It's the right one. Got it. Bet this fits into the panel. It fits.
Now
It's
what?
covered in a thick layer of dust. Should wipe it clean first.
Wipe it down. Wipe.
Yes.
Now what? Like, what am I doing? Trying to make them all equal? Oh, I bet I'm trying to make it match. No? Wait. What am I doing? Okay. Y'all, I don't know what I did. I have been messing around. I have to mark where... Okay. I've been just messing around with it. Like, it doesn't even look even to me still on both sides.
So there's something behind this panel.
But you know what? I'm
need
just
to unlock it.
glad.
A-W. Again? Please be a door, please be a door.
You actually did it. Let's get out of here.
What is my character doing?
Deirdre!
See, boys? You look... dirty.
I'm fine. We need to see the judge, now.
Yeah, us too. We found
The will. No need to recap. Let's go.
Nancy, are you all right?
Deirdre, can you, Frank, and Joe wait in the hallway? Don't let anyone leave this office.
My pleasure.
Judge, we need to talk.
What is this?
It's urgent.
Yes, it looks like it. Is it a confession?
Maybe.
Judge, we've been here all night. I think it's time we retire.
You're not going anywhere, perp.
Excuse me?
Your Honor, it's become clear to us that Miss Cole has been the perpetrator of numerous crimes here in Salem, including attempted murder.
Murder? Judge, please.
That's a very serious claim, Nancy.
And this is a serious case. People's lives hang in the balance.
This is very cute and all, but we have to do adult things now. So run along, everyone, before your PB&Js get cold.
I have proof. And it's all related to the Hathorn house, the future of which rests in your hands. So I think you should hear me out before you sign that paper.
All right.
What? You can't be serious. Judge, this is clearly a half-brained attempt to delay what we have determined to be a sound judgment, that the Hathorn house should revert to the state.
We have spent most of this evening going over all possibilities for how to decide the rightful owner of this house. And you've been very adamant that the state should handle it. But if Nancy has any evidence to add, I'm willing to hear her out.
Unbelievable.
Alicia has been poisoning Lauren Holt's water supply.
Poisoning? That's just too much.
After interviewing Lauren Holt and experiencing some negative side effects from drinking her water, I discovered that someone had been tainting her water supply with ergot.
Well, that would explain my client's erratic behavior over the past few weeks.
She lost her mother.
Months ago. And that woman wasn't her mother. Give me a break.
Oh, wow.
How do you know that ergot causes erratic behavior?
You said she was poisoned. Wouldn't that affect anyone's behavior? What exactly are you insinuating?
That you know how ergot affects its victims.
I'm not answering these questions. I happen to be well-versed in biology, all right? But any tidbit of knowledge I have, you'll just try to trap me with it. Use it against me.
I don't need to do that, because I found, in your office, A map of the Hathorn House's water system.
Yes. And did you also find the notice of demolition on my desk when you illegally broke into my office? Are you going to arrest her for breaking and entering?
Is what Nancy's saying true?
Of course I have a map of the Hathorn House's water plans.
So you admit it. You were going to try to demolish Hathorn House.
I was providing my client, Lauren Holt, with that option, yes. The land is worth a lot of money, and I was doing my due diligence. Have you done yours?
I brought up the demolition with Lauren. She says you never discussed it. I am certain she will be happy to testify.
Which? She must have forgotten. Because of the poisoning you claim she's been affected by. That has to be it.
What about flooding the tunnels under Salem in the past hour? Would you know how to do that, Miss Cole?
I was here, Miss Drew.
Your coat looks pretty soaked. And muddy shoes.
Water is wet, and it's raining outside.
Oh?
Are you satisfied with the ridiculousness of this yet? How much longer are you gonna let this go on?
It all does seem circumstantial. Is that all you have, Miss Drew?
Alicia was responsible for stealing AW evidence from your office.
This should be interesting.
I spoke with your son, Jason. He claims Alicia forced him.
Jason is a grown man. His actions are his own.
Alicia lent Jason her car. Then Jason broke into the evidence room and stole the files. I have proof on CCTV.
So, what it actually sounds like is that Jason took my car, stole the evidence, and somehow I'm to blame?
How did he have access to your car?
I gave him the keys. He runs errands for me all the time.
And how did he have access to the evidence room? Only you and the judge had the code.
Look here, on the wall. An access code. I wonder if it's for the evidence room. Probably. Apologies, Judge. But your carelessness is the reason this happened. In all probability, Jason heard that you left the door unlocked.
Oh, right there?
And he just went and opened it.
I doubt that. He barely spends any time with me.
I found this in 10 seconds. You left it out for anyone to see. If he didn't know the door was unlocked, how hard would it have been to find your key?
Miss Cole, that's enough. Anything else, Miss Drew?
Alicia was behind the theft of the Book of Apologies.
I've never been to Europe, okay?
How did you know it was in Europe?
I heard the judge talking to you about it.
I found plane tickets in Jason's car. He admitted to stealing the Book of Apologies on Alicia Cole's orders.
Orders? How did I order little Jason to do this, Nancy Drew?
Jason has financial problems. Right, Judge?
I don't really know. To be honest with you, I know he's always looking for money.
He's in debt. Badly. A fact Alicia uses to her advantage.
This is absurd.
How did he buy a first-class round-trip ticket to Salzburg when the crime occurred?
Because I pay him for doing errands for me. He could use his money however he feels fit. He's a big boy now.
I admit, I don't know how we could prove that Alicia...
Call the airline. You can use the plane ticket reference number. Call the airline. They should be able to check the payment. I bet you it was paid by Alicia Cole, credit card. There's no way Jason would have that much cash to buy a first-class ticket.
He obviously stole my credit card.
So, you admit that your card was used to make the purchase?
I didn't say that.
If the card is still active, I doubt that he stole it. The credit card company would have notified you for making a large purchase, and you would have canceled it.
How large is this purchase?
Thousands of dollars, Judge.
Miss Cole, if this was a court of law and the police were asking for probable cause, I'd be hard-pressed not to allow it. Do you have anything to say?
I told him to get rid of those tickets. You know, Your Honor, your son is a real idiot.
Oh,
Truly,
no, she
a
didn't.
world-class moron. He couldn't even follow simple instructions. I would have had better luck writing them in crayon. And this? Seriously? This is the kind of stuff I have to deal with? I went to law school. I have 3 degrees. And now I have an arsonist, 2 ghost hunters, a wannabe detective, and her assistant.
Hey, what? No!
Trying to screw up my plans.
All the people you pointed out are the reason you're going down.
No. The reason I am going down is that this stupid little town is stuck in the past. Oh, my great-great-great-great-grandmother was accused as a witch. I want repayment because I'm lazy. She loved me so much that I want this disgusting ruin of a house for free so I can run my luminous vegan tea grocery store.
What a bitch.
A bunch of whining, moaning little people whose worldview is infinitesimally
Slap
small.
her. Let's slap her.
Why, Alicia?
Slap her, Judge.
Why? Because I wanted to do something for this town. I care about Salem more than all the Olivias and Teagans and Laurens combined. I care the most. We should have leveled that old house a long time ago and built new houses. With all that land, we could have a real community here. We could bring in new business that isn't completely reliant on stupid, scary stuff. I am talking about economic development on a level which Salem has never even seen.
And who would be the owner of these new houses?
Well, after knowing this case inside out, it wouldn't be hard for me to get the land out of the grasp of the state. After all I've done for this community, some recompense is in order.
So, you're saying you poisoned Lauren so you could build and own a housing complex?
Do you realize how much money is in real estate? And give me a break. I was just scaring her. I told you I know about biology. She was never in any real danger.
Alicia, I saw the ergot in the water valve. There is absolutely no way you could control the dosage that Lauren ingested. You could have done irreparable damage.
So what?
Oh my
I
god.
live here. I work here. I am a member of this community. This town needs me.
No, it doesn't.
I already have the papers, and I am taking them to the state office. And none of you are going to stop me. Because you can't prove anything. There's no legal heir to the Hathorn estate. And none of the evidence Detective Girl brought up will stick.
So you admit to all of it?
Yes. Now get out of my way.
The police are on their way. You can wait here for them to arrive.
This is unbelievable. I only wanted to make Salem.
This is highly disturbing. I am shocked. Very shocked at what has occurred here. Miss Cole will be held accountable for her crimes. I will make sure of it. But as much as it pains me to admit, she is right.
What?
We do not have a legal heir.
Yes, we do.
Oh, okay. I thought he was saying yes, we need to... I thought he was saying yes, we need to change the place.
We found Frances Tuttle's will, and according to her, Lauren Holt is the sole heir of the Hathorn House estate. I believe the will supersedes all other claims to the property. Unfortunately, the accused witch's organization has no evidence that says they have any claim on the property. It is what it is.
Okay. Well, what about the Hathorn House fire?
No one forgave me when I made a mistake. Break the cycle, right?
May had nothing to do with the fire.
You're sure? How do you know?
Because I have a confession from the person who did.
Really?
Oh no, I think this is like a multiple choice. I can say she intentionally set the fire, which she didn't. It was an accident. But I bet this is two different endings, and there was way too much talking to actually see them both.
Tegan Perry is responsible for the fire, but it was an accident.
An accident?
Yes. Tegan went looking for the will and accidentally knocked a candle over inside the house. The fire grew out of control. I questioned her myself. I believe her.
Aha. So it was one of the Perrys after all. Tegan has caused irreparable harm to this community by the action she's committed.
But it was an accident. You heard her.
Was it an accident that she illegally trespassed on the property to begin with? Or that she attempted to steal a legal document for her own gain?
It was not just for her. It was for the accused witches organization.
A noble cause does not make it any less of a crime. It will have to be adjudicated. But I will take everyone's character opinion of Tegan into consideration. I will be lenient, but just.
Judge, did you ever interview May? Get a statement from her? Anything on record?
Well, not exactly.
So you just assumed she was guilty of the crime without even speaking with her?
A case needed to be built.
There was no case, because you never needed to make one. You thought she was guilty, and so you treated her accordingly.
Miss True, I ask that in this office you treat me with respect.
You deserve as much respect as I'm currently giving you, Judge.
Nancy, maybe we should...
You made this poor girl's life a living nightmare because of something she did when she was young. She was a kid, Your Honor. Her entire life molded and built and destroyed by an event she barely remembers. Can you imagine what that does to someone? Can you imagine what that does to her family? To her friends?
Well, that is a bit unfair.
You know, this town has a history of judges behaving without sound jurisprudence. And I would expect that after 300 years, you would be able to right that wrong.
Perhaps. You have a point. But my concerns are not unfounded. You think Jason is a screw-up now? What would have happened if he had been friends with her?
He is friends with her, Judge.
What? How is that possible? I thought at least I would know.
A judge is supposed to judge people on their actions alone, not the people they call their friends. I just hope you remember that when you sentence Jason, because his crimes aren't imagined. They're real, and they deserve real punishment.
Whoa. So, Jason and May are here.
I just wanted to say I'm sorry.
For what?
We always promised that a secret was the most important thing in the world, and we would never break it. And I did.
You saved my life. If Nancy hadn't found me, well...
I'm going to be gone. For a while. I really screwed up.
Still, I know who you are. There's a good person hidden below this pretty boy exterior.
Come on.
You may go away, but that good part never will.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Everything okay?
Yeah. Come on.
Like a big party?
We didn't have to.
What? I told the truth. Or at least the truth you told me.
200 hours community service. Seems like I don't do that already, though.
What was that exhibit you were planning?
Which street art?
Who's the artist?
I think you know her.
May?
Do you ever feel...
remorse for not sticking up for my sister? I will probably be dealing with that for the rest of my life. She doesn't hate me nearly enough for what I put her through. And from the bottom of my heart, thank you. You're the only reason she doesn't think I'm a complete dirtbag.
So I'm guessing if we pick the other endings that Tegan just goes to jail. She's probably not here.
Don't be so surprised.
Actually, I'm gonna look it up real quick.
I'm not mad at her. I hope that maybe she will see eye to eye with me someday.
You did set fire to her house.
Yeah, there is that. It hasn't all been crime and punishment, though. We had so many great memories.
And one moment of shame.
And I told you. I would tell myself we were all kids, but I was old enough to know better. I almost did it again. She says she forgives me, but we still have a lot to make up for. We all do.
Yeah, it says if we pick she did it on purpose, she won't be at the house at the end because she was arrested.
Interesting. We'll have to face the AW organization with empty hands, unfortunately.
You'll do fine.
We'll just have to keep on fighting.
So, ready to leave yet?
But I just got here.
Not the house. Salem. You're always wrap up your cases in a nice bow to run off for the next one the day after, don't you?
This time, I might actually take that vacation.
Doesn't sound like your style, but if you say so. Look, we had our moments during the past few days. In the end, you cleared May's name. So thanks.
You're welcome. It was my pleasure to help.
Ugh, that attitude just kills me. You did get Tegan off the hook too, though. I hate to admit it, but for a moment, I actually felt happy I called you. Don't get used to it. I can handle cases on my own, and I've just emptied your praise quota for the coming year.
I know you can. I'll see you around.
Nancy, so glad you're here.
Of course. I wouldn't miss the party after all we went through.
Hey, shouldn't you ask her? You know, the thing we talked about.
Oh, yeah, right. So, Nancy, the thing we talked about before? Have you thought about it? Starting a detective agency, I mean.
The Hardys and Drew Detective Agency. Has a nice ring to it, no?
Guys, I don't know.
Oh, sorry, your name can be placed first, of course. If that helps persuade you.
I'm gonna have to think about it.
Was that it?
It was great working with you again.
Let us know what you think about the detective agency.
And who do we have here? If it isn't the insightful red-headed witch herself.
I thought you were the only real witch around here.
There's always room for another witch in the coven, Nancy Drew. And I have to say, someone with your magical insights, clairvoyance even, would make a great fit.
I have always wanted to ride on a broom. Would make it easier to get an overview of crime scenes. Hey there. How are you holding up?
I can't believe Alicia would do this. I trusted her, you know? Things would have been really bad if you hadn't exposed her for who she is.
I'm sorry. You couldn't have known.
You have no idea how relieved I am that you found the will. The house is badly damaged, but at least I get to stay in the only home I've ever known.
I'm just glad I could help. The house is rightfully yours.
No. Guess just me?
I never thought I'd say this, but I'm actually happy you came. Just a bit.
Of course. The celebration party is the best part of most cases.
No. Well, yes. Sure. But I meant to say. I still don't understand why you went out of your way to do any of this. Makes me kind of feel like a jerk for not talking to you when you first came here.
I understand things have been tough for you. Please, don't worry about it. I'm just happy I was able to help.
You were. For sure. I'm going to art school. I don't think I mentioned it, but I'm really excited. I'm nervous. I've never really left Salem before.
And hey, maybe we'll meet again sometime.
Yeah, that wouldn't be the worst, I guess.
So, is that it? Does this end the game?
I got it. Ready? Austria. Yeah, I know I was just there, but I didn't really get to enjoy it much. I feel like there's a lot more exploring left to do there. Did you know Schönbrunn Palace has 1,440 rooms? Yeah. Well, I don't know if you can stay there. I'm sure we could find something close by. Yes, I promise. No cases this time. Just the two of us.
Well, you guys, so, you know what? I think this is a lot better than what people made it out to be. I'm very upset still that they changed Nancy's voice. But other than that, I really loved the music, even though it's still too loud. Like at the party too, you could barely hear the people. Graphics were a huge improvement. The story was awesome. It was creepy. It made me think. I think it was one of the most intricate cases, if not the most intricate case. Like when it came to everything adding up, I didn't even think about it. You know, we were at Lauren's, we were drinking something, then we went out of the house and we got attacked by the ghost. Like, there's like these little hints, these little pieces, and I'm pretty satisfied with who it was, because with Alicia, she was always yelling at us to knock on her door before we came into our office, which was just ridiculous. Yeah. We were able to choose the fate of Tegan. We presented our evidence, and then instead of just writing home a letter to Ned, we like went and talked about the ending of the case with everybody involved, all the suspects. Then we called Ned. Seems like we're going to be trying to repair a relationship with him. I don't hate it. I don't understand why this was so hated. Like, is this a hot take? I mean, as someone that I've now played every single one, and I've been playing them for 17, 18 years now, I didn't hate it. I think I could get used to this. It still kind of felt like a Nancy Drew game. And I hate to say this also, but by the episode today, I was used to the new Nancy voice. I prefer the old one, but I started to identify it with her, whereas when I was recording like part 1, she kept talking and I'm like, who is that? That's not Nancy. But yeah, okay, let's see how much more. Brittany Cox is the new voice actress for Nancy Drew. Interesting. Oh, also the ending was like juicy as heck. Like Alicia was like, I don't give a crap, and she just started. Oh man, that was really satisfying to see a villain become the villain in front of your eyes. You know what I mean? I liked it. You guys will have to let me know what you think, because the Steam reviews weren't very positive. A lot of people are like, I can't believe we waited, 4 years for this one. But I don't hate it. But unfortunately, this one came out in 2019. It is now 2022. I don't have much hope for there being a Nancy Drew case 34, but if there is one day a case 34, I will definitely 100% play it here on the channel. I mean, I have to. I played the other 30. How many episodes has there been now, Nancy Drew? Over 50. So, and you know what? I think my favorite part of this whole one was the callback to case 7. Talking to the old Boy Scout when he asked me, do I smoke? And Nancy says, only when I'm on fire. And they brought that back, and it just gave me such joy. It really did. It tied it all in for me. And I think we are here at the end of the credits. I don't know if there's going to be any after the credits cutscene. Is this a Marvel movie? I don't know. We'll see, I guess. I don't know who this Mapumi Games is. Development baby. The pets. Alright, all sorts of special things. Are we gonna get the cheesy and you at the end? Megan Geyser and the leadership team that introduced Nancy Drew in 1998 as one of the first female protagonists in video games. Wow, how cool, how cool. Definitely love Nancy. She still didn't deserve that voice recast, though. Is that it? Oh my gosh. They didn't play this in the opening when I went to select it. It's so classic. Look at this. This is, oh boy. Now it feels like a Nancy Drew game. Wow. Ergot is a type of fungus. Correct. Trivia tamer. Ooh, yay. Did I get all the achievements? I missed a lot of them. Oh no. I'm gonna have to play this again someday by myself. Alright, well, you know what, you guys? I'm gonna say bye. It's so weird. I've been posting these videos for years and we played through all of them. I revisited my childhood. Wow. It's very, 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 very bittersweet. Honestly, I could cry, so I'm gonna go before I do cry. As always, I hope that you enjoyed. I appreciate you being a whale watcher, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye!